Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. This is Books with Bailey, and guess what? I'm Bailey, and I'm here to read a book to you today that's really cool, and it tells us about what we should do if we're feeling a little bit foggy. The book is called The Princess and the Fog by Lloyd Jones. Are you ready to get started? Here we go. Once upon a time, there was a princess. See, here she is in her castle. She loved to read. She loved to play outside with her friends. She loved school. She loved to ride her horses. I like all those things too. How about you? Have you ever ridden a horse? That would be fun. She loved her loyal subjects. That's all these people. She loved her mom and dad, the king and queen. She was loved by all in turn, for she was smart, beautiful, brave, honest, and kind. She had everything a little girl could ever want, and she was happy. That is, until the fog came. Do you see the fog? I see the fog, look. Here it comes. It happened slowly, so slowly that nobody really noticed at first. One by one, the strange dark clouds came to the princess, following her and gradually gathering around her head. As time went on, it got worse and worse. The clouds kept gathering and growing. Eventually, her whole head was surrounded by a deep, dark fog that she could hardly see out of anymore. Here she is. Do you see her? Very foggy. But still, nobody noticed. She started to feel completely alone, even when she wasn't. The fog made the princess feel slow, sad, and tired. She had trouble concentrating on or doing even the simplest thing. Suddenly, everything seemed really different. She's riding a horse backward. Yikes. All the things she used to love to do, she suddenly didn't feel like doing anymore. So she just stopped doing them. There she is, just sitting in her throne. Finally, the king and queen began to see the fog. They wanted to help the princess, but didn't know how. They tried to get rid of the fog, but it wouldn't go away. See, they're trying to erase it with a pencil eraser. Do you think that would work? The king and queen just wanted the princess to be happy, but nothing could stop her from feeling sad. They didn't know what to do, but they kept trying. They're trying everything they know how to do. One day, a friend from school came to the castle to ask the princess if she wanted to go out and play. Sarah just got a new basketball. You want to play? But the princess didn't feel like playing. No. Her mom and dad are being silly. The next day, her friend came to the castle again to ask the princess if she wanted to read comics together. The new issue of Squid Boy and Clam Lad came out today. But the princess didn't feel like reading comics. She didn't feel like doing anything. No. The day after that, her friend came back again to ask the princess if she wanted to watch some TV together. There's a really good episode of... But the princess didn't feel like watching TV. No! See, the fog is covering even her face. So her friend asked the princess if she wanted to talk. At first, the princess wasn't sure. She found it difficult and didn't know what to say, but little by little, she began to talk. The princess found that the more she talked about the fog, the better she felt. So they talked and talked and talked. They talked all night, but she still had more to say. She talked to her other friends. She talked to her parents. She talked to her teacher and anyone else who would listen. The horses are good listeners, I think. Some just listened, but others had similar things to say. Some of them even had ideas of ways they could help. Her teacher told her to go and see the adventurers who took her exploring in the fresh air and sunshine. Here's the adventurers. They look cool. They also helped her set daily challenges for herself. Completing a challenge every day helped her to feel healthier and happier. What do you think her challenge was? I think it was climbing up this mountain. She made it all the way to the top. The king and queen took her to see the castle druid. They talked about the fog, and he brewed up some potions for her to try. This is a druid, but the druid looks an awful lot like who? Maybe a doctor, don't you think? Her friends told her about the 1,000-year-old wise woman who told her that fog like this had been seen in the kingdom before. It often followed people who felt sad or lonely or had been treated badly. But sometimes it came for no obvious reason at all. It isn't easy to make the fog go away, but it helps to talk about it and do the things that make you feel happy. The princess had no idea there were so many people in her life who would be willing to help her, or even just to listen to her when she needed to talk. Suddenly, she didn't feel so alone anymore. With all the help and support of the people of the kingdom, the fog started to disappear, bit by bit, just as gradually as it had come. That's great news. Things started to go back to normal after that. Everyone was happy to see the princess back to her old self again. But that's not the end of the story. Every now and then, the dark clouds would start to come back. But when they did, she knew where to turn. Where did she turn? She turned to the adventurers, her teacher, her mom and dad, the druid, her friends. There's lots of people she turned to. The end. I hope you enjoyed that story. It really reminds me that when I need help, there are people around me who want to help me, and all I have to do is ask them to talk. I hope you really enjoyed this story, and it's called The Princess and the Fog by Lloyd Jones. All right, everyone. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us on Books with Bailey. Bye-bye.